So here I have the full range of the Faber-Castell Metallic pens. Now when I did my last video, I only had 6 pens plus my original gold, silver and copper. So I found out, after not buying any pens for a while, I suddenly found out there were 6 new colours. Kissed by a Rose, Crimson Crush, Date with Violet, Asphalt Cowboy, Queen of the Marine and Fairy Forest. So I decided I would get these other colours because I do like a shiny pen. They're great for highlights. I never use them for the whole picture. I mean, if I was doing a greetings card, writing a gift tag, they're great for little pictures, but for me they're for highlights really, and for part of the picture, not the whole picture. But some people may want to, you could do a complete picture on black paper and have a very lovely shiny picture. So the main differences here, first of all, I'll just talk a little bit about the pens in general, and then we will do the main differences here. So the original pens, the same 1.5mm bullet tip. They're water-based. There's no nasty smell. They're acid-free. They have a high degree of light fastness. You don't have to shake the pen or pump it to get them to work. The ink just flows. It doesn't bleed through paper. It can be used on many surfaces. It's not waterproof on other surfaces unless it's been, I believe you have to heat treat them. I didn't go into all that because I only use my pens on paper, but if you go to the website you can find out about waterproofing them on other surfaces. Now the ink is very wet. It can smudge when it is wet, so be very careful. I would use my other colours first and then use my metallic pen as a highlight afterwards, and you can even smudge them very slightly when they're dry if the paper was to get quite wet, or you use another pen right next to it. So it's just something to be aware of, that I would always use my other pens and then use these last, so there's no risk of any smudging or anything. Now the other difference here with these pens between the old pens and the new pens, when I did my video I thought that the gold and the silver and the copper basically looked the same, but after testing them on black paper you can see the very old gold pen is much more of a yellowy gold, while Heart of Gold is more of a goldy gold. Not much difference between silver, but the copper you can really notice the difference. So the copper cabana is actually quite a bit deeper and richer, so that's really pretty. I think that's a great improvement. So I think a lot of thought has gone into these pens. With the original pens, the barrel was the colour of the ink, and the names like Silver 251, they had numbers. It was very, very hard to actually read that on the silver pen. So with the new pens, the actual barrel of the pen is black. The writing is very easy to read. You can just see there, Copacabana, Metallics, Faber-Castell, and then the colour of the ink is on the cap and the end of the pen. So they are very fun. I do love the names. I do have some favourites, Date with Violet, Queen of the Marine and Fairy Forest. I think they are beautiful colours. So if I just hold these up, you can just see the difference here. If you have the original gold pen, you have much more of a yellowy. You get a nice sheen on the black paper. So they're not iridescent sparkly with like glittery bits in, they are just metallic as it says on the label. And we have a look here, you can just see again on that one, you get a nice little sheen with those. You do get more value, I think, using them on the black paper than you do, although they are still, they'd have a metallic sheen still on white, but I do think I prefer them on black. And I just did some of the colours here as well. So I've got my daylight lamp on so that I could try and show you. So they are nice pens, and so you probably don't need all of them unless you use your metallic pens an awful lot. You could maybe just choose a gold or a silver, but there are so many lovely colours. I just couldn't choose one or two. I just had to have them all, but I will be using them all so they're not wasted. So there we have Absolutely lovely. So the full range of the new colours: Heart of Gold, Copacabana, Nothing Else Metals, Kissed by a Rose, Very Nice, Crimson Crush, Date with Violet, Asphalt Cowboy, Ice Ice Blue, Queen of the Marine, Wanderlust and Fairy Forest. And just to make sure that your pens are always kept in good condition, they can, I'm smudged on a little bit on here on the cap here, but you can actually just wipe that off when it's wet with a tissue, and that's fine. But always store them horizontally, never vertically, because if they're vertically, the ink will pool at either end. So always keep them nice and flat, and they last you a very long time. So I hope that you will enjoy this video, and hopefully maybe you get one or two of the Faber-Castell Metallic pens. I make my videos purely because I love the art. I love art, I love pens, I love all the equipment. Nobody asked me to make the video. I just make my videos because when I find something that I find useful and I find it's good value and I enjoy using it, I just want to show other people and hope that they may have some enjoyment from the same pens that I have used.